Hello everyone, my name is Rahul and welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you are a regular viewer of this channel or have viewed some of my previous videos, I usually talk about setting up an automated build deploy pipeline. Now you might be here watching this to solve a particular problem or just in general trying to understand how the all DevOps pipeline fits together. Setting up an automated build deploy pipeline might not be something you get to work on every day at your job. That does not mean that it should stop you from learning something new. If you are interested to learn some of the things that you are seeing here or want to get started with setting up an automated build deploy pipeline, open source projects are a great place to start this with. Open source projects are a great place to try and learn some of the new things that you are learning here. You could set up a build deploy pipeline for a library or a project that you like working with. Or you can find something that needs help and start contributing to that. If you have not previously contributed to any open source, this is also a good chance to get started with and contribute and make a difference to the community. In this video, let's look at how you can get started with open source contributions and see how you can help with setting up build deploy pipelines. There are different ways you can find out which projects needs help. You could start looking at the projects that you use daily at work, if they need any kind of automated build pipeline setup, and then start helping out there. But if you find none of them interesting or all of them have already set up a pipeline, you could start looking at other areas. GitHub has become the most popular source control system for open source projects. Let's look at how you can find projects that needs help to set up a build pipeline and start helping them out with this. So this is the GitHub homepage. You could start searching here with whatever you want to find. In this case, I want to look for build pipeline. It gives you filtering options. So let's look at issues. And if there is a specific language that you are interested in, you can choose that. Since my primary working language is .NET, let's select C#. Let's also filter this down by the open states. This now shows you all the tasks and issues that needs help with setting up a build pipeline. Look at this for example. It says add build pipeline and it was opened 19 days ago. So this is a library, slide.net, and it definitely looks like it needs some help. You can find a lot of such projects here which needs help with setting up a build pipeline. So now this is a great place for you to jump on and start working on this and help the community. While you do that, you can also learn some of these new concepts. If you are active on Twitter, you could also reach out there and see if anyone needs help with their projects. My Twitter handle is @RahulPinad. So if you want to follow me, make sure to head off there and click the follow button. So I reached out on Twitter to see if anyone needs help to set up a build deploy pipeline so that I could do this particular video. Now one of my friend and co-worker, Dom, had a project going on which needed help. So I thought I'll jump on and help him. He has been working on this library, fsharp.azure.blob, to set up a library in F# to interact with Azure Blob Storage. This library makes it easier to interact with Azure Blob Storage. Let's not go deeper into what this library does. Let's check out how we can set up a build deploy pipeline for this particular library. So what we want to do here is to build a package and publish it into the NuGet package source. So let's see how we can do that. Now if you have noticed here, I'm already a contributor in this project. This is particularly because Dom knows me in person and he has chosen to add me in here, even before I've made any contribution. But this might not be the case if you are working on a different project. You might have to raise a pull request, so let's go via that route. So I have this repository forked into my own account. So if you're wondering how to do that, you could go to the source repository and click the fork button here. This will fork this into your own repository. So I have already forked it, which is why it shows that particular message. So let's go to my repository and get started from there. Now I need to create a build deploy project. So Dom wants this to be on a GitHub Actions. So let's go to GitHub Actions and create a new workflow. He has already got a .NET Core workflow going on there, which actually builds this particular project. He wants a different workflow that can be used to publish the package. So let's click New Workflow. Since this is an F# repository, GitHub has automatically suggested us to use the .NET Core workflow project. So let's click that, which opens up the default template for this project. So let's rename this file to start with to say publish-NuGet. Let's go one by one over this. For the name, since this is going to publish a NuGet package, let's name it publish NuGet package. Now his repositories are named with main instead of master. Let's rename this to use main. Now we want this workflow to run only when there is a push on the main branch. So let's remove the pull request trigger. If you are unsure about this particular syntax, you can look at the documentation here and see how this is structured. So this shows the trigger for on and says that this is going to be on a push trigger on the branch main. So anytime a commit is made on the main branch, this workflow is going to get triggered. Since this is .NET Core, we don't mind it running on an Ubuntu latest. Let's now create the steps here. So we first use the actions checkout, which is going to check out this particular repository. It then sets up the .NET. You can specify the version here. If you are unsure about any of these syntax, you can always go to this repository in GitHub and check what the syntax is. Each of these steps uses an action, which in itself is a repository. So if you want more details, you can copy that, open a new tab, go to github.com/whatever you have copied. Make sure to remove the version numbering and go to that URL. That will be a repository in itself, which should show you how to use this particular task. So you can see the usage in the documentation down below. You can also search this under the marketplace. So if you go back to the new file, go to marketplace and look for checkout. You can see the details in there. Click that and it should show you the same usage details in here as well. Now since this package was defaultly set up for us, we can just walk through this and quickly update whatever is necessary. So this sets up the .NET version. It specifies the .NET version to be 3.1. It installs all the dependencies, which is basically the .NET restore, which restores back all the NuGet packages that this particular project uses. Now we are building in the release mode and running any tests if they exist. The next thing we need to do is build a package and then publish that into the NuGet source repository. Now I don't remember from the top of my head how to build a NuGet package. So let's go to our local machine, see how we can do that using the .NET CLI, and then come back here and fill this up. Let's open this up in VS Code, and this is the project. The project has a blob client and also the actual library, the fsharp.azure.blob. The blob client is a sample project that shows you how to use this particular library. So if you look at the program.fs file, you can see this is opening up this test.json file and writing this into the Azure Blob storage. The README tells me that I should be able to use this against the storage emulator. So let's open up Azure Storage Emulator. I have it already installed. So let's look at Azure Storage Emulator and start this. Now Azure Storage Emulator is started. So let's go back to the source code and try running this. I have the Ionide extension for F# installed. So this allows me to run this particular library. Pressing F5 starts running this particular project. You can see the details in the console here. If you want to verify this file getting uploaded, I can go into the folder where the storage emulator is storing files and go into one and see all the different files that I have been using to test this. If I delete all of these and run them again, it should create a new folder in there. Switch back to the folder and you can see this particular file getting opened here. So let's open this with Notepad and verify it's the same file. So this is the test file.json that's getting uploaded into the blob store. So the project is building and working as expected locally. Now this is the first thing that you need to verify when you pull down for an open source contribution. You need to make sure this is all working fine on your local machine and do the necessary to set that up. Since that's working, let's move to the next step. So let's go to the source folder and the fsharp.azure.blob because this is the project that we want to publish. The build pipeline uses the .NET and then it uses the build. So let's try using the same commands here to make sure this is working. So I'm going to use .NET build and the fsharp project file. So this builds successfully. Now since this .NET build needs to go into the source fsharp azure blob folder, let's specify the default working directory in the YML file so that it also happens in that specific folder. So under name, let's add in a defaults, specify run, and then specify the working directory. So I want this to be under src and then the fsharp.azure.blob. So let's use that particular path inside here. So this is going to run all these commands under this working directory, which is what we want. Now that is set up, we want to see how to package this particular application. So let's look at .NET and use -h command. So this does have a .NET pack which creates a NuGet package, and looks like that's exactly what I want. So let's try using .NET pack, adding the configuration, release, and see what happens. So this has created a package for us. So it's using the fsharp.azure.blob, and it's giving the 1.0.0.NuGet package file. After a bit of reading around, I figured out these versions is customizable from the fs project file. So let's go back and let's open up the fs project for fsharp.azure.blob. Here we have the property group, and we can specify the versioning inside this particular property group. I have this written out. So I'm specifying the project URL, which is the source repository URL, the repository URL, which is again the same. You can specify the package tags, in this name fsharp, and it's an Azure Blob related package, and given the author's name. To start with, let's go with a 0.0.3 and use a beta version since we are testing this out. You could use any other version that works for you. Let's go back to the console and run the .NET pack command again. This time, it should create a package with the version that we have specified. So now we have the fsharp Azure Blob 0.0.3 beta NuGet package. Looks like this is the exact command that we want to build the NuGet package. Let's update the YML file to package this particular project. So let's add a new step, name, and call this package. This is going to run the .NET pack with the -- configuration release. So this is going to create a NuGet package for us. Once that's done, we need to publish this into the NuGet repository. So let's give the name publish to NuGet. And now we need the command to publish this to NuGet. So going back to the console, let's look at .NET -h, which should give us all the particular commands. And this has a NuGet command, which provides additional NuGet commands. So let's look at the .NET NuGet help and see what parameters I need to use. So I definitely need a token to publish into the NuGet. So let's go to nuget.org and log in with an account. So I have mine with my Microsoft account. So let's use that to log in. Once logged in, under your account name, you can look at API keys and get a particular API key. Now I already have one set up for the fsharp.azure.blob, but if you are new, you can click create and create a new key name. So let's name this test YouTube demo, give the details of the owner, and then give permissions for this particular key. Specify the pattern for the particular project, your project.name, and then click create. So you can use this particular key to publish into the NuGet repository. Once you have that, copy the particular key and make sure to keep a note of that. Make sure this is stored securely, and we'll see how we can do that in GitHub Actions. Let's go back to the workflow file and then specify the command that we need to use. The .NET NuGet, push the package that we created, which is under the bin release, and with this particular naming convention, we can specify the key that's using the -k attribute and specify it from the secrets NuGet_token. Also specify the source, which is the NuGet source in this particular case. So once that's done, let's make sure to save this file, because this is going to successfully publish this into the NuGet repository. Commit this directly to the main branch, since this is committing to my own fork of the repository. So let's call this publish to NuGet and add in the relevant description that you want. Now once you have set up this pipeline, you can raise a pull request and merge this into the source repository, which in this case is my friend's repository. I had already done this before recording this video, so I'll not bother creating a pull request again. But you can come to this particular code branch, which should prompt you to raise a pull request. And clicking that should give you an option to raise a pull request against the base repository and specify the particular branch that you want to raise the pull request from. Also make sure to add the GitHub settings key in this particular case. It's good to call these out as conversations in your pull request so that whoever is merging the pull request does not miss this. So if I go back to the source repository, I have this workflow committed into his particular branch. So if you look at the commits, you can see that the last 2 commits is from me to publish the NuGet workflow and also fixing some minor issues that I had made. This particular package is now available as part of NuGet. So if I go into my packages, I can see the package fsharp.azure.blob, and this latest version is 0.1.0. This also has a few of the beta versions that I tested out while building out this. I could go and unlist them so that nobody starts using this particular package. To do that, click the package and click Manage Package and make sure to remove the listing. So you could click List in search results and click Save. That should unlist that particular version of the package. So this should show here unlisted. So this has helped me to quickly get started with open source contribution. So if you are looking to contribute to the community or get started to learn something new, contributing to the open source is a good way to do that. Now in the past, I had similarly got involved with another library, ASM Spy, where I set up the build pipeline using AppWare, which was the right choice at that time because none of the GitHub Actions or Azure DevOps existed at that time. The project ASM Spy is still using this automated deploy pipeline even though I had set it up a couple of years back. So if you go to the build parsing, you can see the latest build details in here. And this again publishes it into NuGet and also as a chocolatey package. The small contribution that you make goes a long way and helps people. So if you're looking to make a contribution, start your search on GitHub issues and find out a repository where you can contribute. You might be learning up a new skill, helping the community, or just out of pure interest. Please do share in the comments the repository details that you have started sharing too. If you've liked this video, please make sure to hit the like button. If you want to be notified in the future of similar such videos, please hit subscribe. Thank you and see you soon.